name is Matthew Saldana, and I will be giving you all a presentation on if the public should trust a COVID-19 vaccine this early into the pandemic. Here's my table of contents. I will be going through an introduction, which is the origins of the COVID-19 vaccine, polls, what the public thinks on the upcoming vaccines, statements from government and public officials, company progress, and the methods that were used in the research. Introduction. The coronavirus came into the world in late 2019 when the province of Wuhan, China experienced many unknown clusters of pneumonia. Then it expanded into the United States, and the first COVID patient was in mid-January in the Seattle area, and later a death occurred in San Jose, California. This then prompted the President of the United States to start Operation Warp Speed, which gave funding to pharmaceutical companies to start a vaccine as soon as possible. Number 2, polls. Now, these polls are by Stat Harris that show that most Americans now don't want to get a coronavirus vaccine, since they have now realized that the production was too quick compared to other vaccines that we've taken in the past. Normally, a vaccine takes about 5 to 10 years to be developed and then given out to the public. This one is just taking only 9 months, which is causing a distress and worry within the public. Number 3, statements. Here we have the head of the coronavirus task force, Dr. Anthony Fauci, who is also the head of the National Institute of Health, which gives his opinions on the coronavirus. He has said that the coronavirus is airborne and does spread easily, which is why we should be wearing masks and using hand sanitizer. But his boss, the President of the United States, President Donald Trump, then goes against what the head of the task force says. For example, in April, he said that the coronavirus will be gone by Easter, but as we've seen now in December, we see that it is still here and it is getting worse. And recently, the President-elect of the United States, President-elect Joe Biden, says that when he comes into office on January 20th, 2021, he will be giving mandates and ensure the safety of the American people. Now here, we have company progress for number 4. In progress, there are various companies that are trying to deliver the first vaccine. Companies like Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna all have contracts with the United States government to distribute vaccines. Now, these vaccines have to go through a series of phases. Here we have phase 1, the exploratory stage, phase 2, the preclinical stage, phase 3, clinical development, and phase 4, regulatory review and development. Here are the vaccines and what stages they're in right now. Pfizer is stage 3 and is seeking emergency authorization. Moderna stage 3 and they're seeking emergency authorization. AstraZeneca is in phase 3. Also, they recently had problems with their dosage use and are now back in review. Johnson & Johnson is in their 3rd stage, still pending results. Now here we have the efficacy of the vaccines. Pfizer's 94.1%, Moderna's 95%, AstraZeneca is also 90%, and Johnson & Johnson is still pending and is under review. Now, my research question was, will the public trust the scientists on a coronavirus vaccine this early into the pandemic? Well, it all depends on how the trials go and their side effects and efficacy. Now, for next semester, I will focus on how these vaccines have progressed and if any of the vaccines passed phase 4 and who got emergency authorization and how they were distributed across the country. Now, the methods that were used were mostly online websites and research. Now, the websites that were used are really trusted and factual. For example, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, AstraZeneca, the CDC, and Stat News. Also 538. These websites do have facts and are used when it comes to research projects like this. I also ended up using news sources like CNN and ABC, which did help a lot in keeping me up with what's happening with the vaccine process. Now, here are my references. And also, I would like to give a special thank you to Dr. Gonzalez, who is my faculty mentor, to Javier Gomez, who is my research student mentor, Ms. Garza, Ms. Agüero, and also Ms. Solis.